Hart.
Yes.
Bauer.
Yes.
Bryham.
Yes.
Carver.
Yes.
Patey.
Yes. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the board's executive closed special session meeting held on December 15th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Carrie, please call the roll.
Bryham.
Yes.
Bauer.
Yes.
Bertles.
Yes.
Ahart.
Yes.
Carver.
Yes.
Patey.
Yes. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the board's executive closed session, board's executive closed special session meeting held on January 12th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Carrie, please call the roll.
Bryham.
Yes.
Ahart.
Yes.
Bertles.
Yes.
Bauer.
Yes.
Carver.
Yes.
Patey.
Yes. Okay. This time, Dr. Duncan, please provide your superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Patey. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. First, I would like to recognize this week is School Counseling Week. Today, during School Counselors Week, we pause. We pause to honor the incredible work you do to help every student not just succeed, but truly achieve personal success. You are quiet champions behind so many moments of growth. You are the listener who brings calm to a difficult day, the mentor who opens up new paths forward, the advocate who ensures every student feels safe, valued, and understood. Because of your dedication, students discover confidence they didn't know they had, they learn resilience, they find their voice, and they gain the skills they need to build bright and meaningful futures. Thank you for every gentle encouragement, every check-in, every moment when you choose to lift a student up. Thank you for believing in them, especially on the days when they struggle to believe in themselves. Your compassion, your professionalism, and your unwavering commitment create the conditions where our students can grow, flourish, and thrive. We're deeply grateful for you today and every day as we celebrate School Counselor Week. Thank you for all that you do, school counselors. So over the next couple months, I'll be visiting schools. Basically, I will hit every school, spend a day there. There will be 15-minute blocks where teachers and custodians, cafeteria workers, all staff will have access to me. The goal of these conversations, they'll be very focused. The first question that we'll be discussing is, what are we doing in the district that's going well? What are the things that they think that we need to keep doing? The second question is, what are the areas we can grow? What are the things that they see from a district level where we can improve in? And the last question is, what are their recommendations? I think it's very important to get the feedback from all the teachers, all the staff, classified, certified, to really begin to paint a picture of the direction we need to go 26, 27. So this will be taking place starting Thursday. I'll be at Cassins, and I will go to every school in the district over the next 2 months, and then I'll report back to the board, the themes that are identified in these conversations. I'm really looking forward to this opportunity to get back in building, spend some days, see some kids. So this is going to be a good time for me. Don't get out as much as I like, but I was able to get out 2 weeks ago to Wharton. And I'm going to let you know this was the highlight of my week. I was able to see Mrs. Lujan's class. They were doing win time, which is what I need time. I got to see Mrs. Miller and Ms. Barth, their partner teachers at Wharton. You would have had no idea who was doing what in terms of leading the instruction or helping students. They were rocking the partner teacher. I saw Mrs. Brown's class, who also was doing win time. Mrs. Fico was working on their math pathway. Mrs. Sims was working on articulation with her kiddos. And then Mrs. Hosto, she was the teacher who was giving the quiz on a Friday, a math quiz. Her kids were happy, but there was a couple smiles in the back of the room. And then there was Mr. Novosek. He's a PE teacher at Woodland. Mr. Novosek, if you guys have never heard, has anybody ever heard about this? They do a hockey tournament. And so this is the second annual hockey tournament. This school was just rocking with excitement over this hockey tournament. And so what he does is he structures the whole unit around teamwork, good sportsmanship, but he does it in a hockey tournament. And so at the end of the day, they do this over a period of time. And on this day, this was like the championship day. They had the Wharton Choir there to perform the national anthem. All their classmates were on the gym floor. I didn't get to see the last game, but I was able to see the enthusiasm and excitement about it. Here are a couple pictures from that day. It is already on my calendar for next year, so I will not miss it. I will be there. But I had a really good time at Wharton Elementary. Wharton, keep doing all the things you're doing.
Good job.
Kindergarten kickoff is coming up. Kindergarten kickoff will take place on Wednesday night. Each of our 6 primary buildings as we welcome our incoming kindergarten students and their families to District 7. This event provides families with an opportunity to visit their child's future school, meet the principal, and learn general information about kindergarten in District 7. The goal is to help families feel prepared and supported as they begin their educational journey with us. Presentations will be consistent across all primary buildings, and no registration is required. Families will also receive a yard sign to celebrate their future kindergarten. Now we have some superintendent shout-outs. First one is Miss Molly Dice. Mrs. Dice has worked with 2 of my kids at Goshen, and she's truly one of the best teachers we've ever had the chance to know. Reading can be tough when it doesn't come easy, but she creates an environment where kids feel welcome and confident. She helps them feel valued and at ease, even when the work is hard, and she has a way of making them feel supported and proud of themselves. The progress they've made with her has been remarkable. We're so thankful for her and want to make sure her impact is recognized. Thank you, Mrs. Dice.
All right.
The next person we have is Mrs. Atchison. Mrs. Atchison is the secretary at LeClaire. A staff member at LeClaire would like to recognize Mrs. Atchison for her exceptional bravery and unwavering commitment to student safety. During a difficult and unsafe situation, Jen immediately took decisive action to protect the student from harm, demonstrating remarkable courage and professionalism. She did not hesitate to intervene and ensure the student's safety. Jen is an outstanding team member at LeClaire, and I'm proud to be her coworker. Jen's strength, integrity, and dedication to doing what is right exemplifies the highest standards for our district. We are lucky to have Mrs. Atchison of the District 7 family. The next person is Mrs. Baker. Since I've been doing this, we have never had a person receive 2 shout-outs in the same month. Mrs. Baker is the first one, so we got 2 for Chung. An EHS parent reached out to me to recognize Mrs. Chung Baker. The particular parent stated that Mrs. Baker has been incredible in the support she's provided her daughter during some very difficult situations. Her compassion, patience, and steady guidance made a meaningful difference at a time when it truly mattered. She also said, as a parent, I found comfort in knowing that my daughter had someone at school who listened, advocated, and cared deeply about their well-being. I'm truly grateful for the dedication and kindness shown and for the positive impact Mrs. Baker continues to have on students' lives every day in District 7. The second one. My 2 daughters have both been fortunate enough to have Mrs. Baker as their guidance counselor. When any of us have had a question, she responds to an email and voicemails the same day without fail. When our youngest daughter tore her ACL meniscus prior to the start of her sophomore year, Mrs. Baker worked with us to come up with a plan for my daughter that gave her something to look forward to at the start of school. She has made sure both of my girls were on track, checking in with them often, as one now a sophomore in college and the other was recently accepted into college. We cannot stress how grateful we are that Mrs. Baker is at EHS. Thank you, Mrs. Baker. Do either one of you guys have Mrs. Baker?
I do not.
Do not that lucky? All right. And the last one is Mrs. Unger and Mrs. McKegg. Sydney Still, our elementary special education coordinator, nominated Jamie Unger and Mrs. Melissa McKegg. Jamie and Melissa both agreed to complete a case that could have gone to another school site in OT based on building assignment. Their actions demonstrate a true spirit of teamwork and willingness to set aside their own busy schedules to ensure that we have the appropriate resources in place to support one of our students. Thank you, Mrs. Unger and Mrs. McKegg, for being amazing teammates. And so this is the last one. This is a big one for me. We have the District 7 Unified Dance Team. This weekend they were at the IHSA state competition, dance competition. And I received no more than 10 to 12 texts Saturday night talking about our unified dance team and how they just shut it down. I mean, these are people from all over the state of Illinois. It's like, hey, talk to me about this unified dance team. You have no idea what you just missed. They just tore it down. District 7's unified dance team has truly made its mark across Illinois, led by Coach Danielle Scott, who is in the house today, and assisted by Coach Tabby Young. This exceptional team, made up of dedicated athletes and peers, competed at the state level this weekend in Bloomington. Their commitment and excellence on the mat, paired with meaningful relationships they have built beyond competition, embody the true spirit of inclusion as a unified team. District 7 Special Olympics program continues to set the standard, offering unified opportunities in swimming, bowling, dance, basketball, and more. Congratulations to our athletes and peers on an outstanding performance and for proudly representing our district's mission by ensuring and celebrating each student's personal success.
John.
So one of the things about unified sports is sometimes students aren't quite ready to do all of the things, right? And so this was a huge deal because our group this year was able to take the bus, like all of our other athletes, leave Edwardsville, take the bus, have the whole experience, the team bonding, the coach bonding, all the fun games on the bus to the competition and back. And this is something that hadn't been done yet. And you know, since we've had the unified dance team, and they made a little video, so I wanted to share with everybody.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. I guess I'm in the zone. Dreaming about the things that we could be. That's what kills me when I'm in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Is it too late now to say I need a one dance? And then we start dancing, I'm singing like, oh, I want something just like that. I'll be over the top, but I'm feeling still. Yeah, I want you to be happier. I'm so happy. Cause you make me feel right.
Aw, love
So,
it.
yeah, it was the video was great. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, but again, Coach God and Coach Young, thank you for all that you're doing with our kids and providing them their opportunities. And if you have a chance to check them out next time, everybody I advise go see them because they're great.
Very cool.
That's it for me.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. At this time, Claire Johnson will provide the junior student representative report.
Good evening. Okay. The 2026 Learning Fair will be held on March 4th. This is a non-competitive event that allows all District 7 kindergarten through second grade students to showcase their knowledge on a topic of their choice. For more information and to register, refer to your school website. The 2026 Intermediate Science Fair will be held on March 4th. For more information about this, go to your school website. All children ages 0 to 5 living in the Madison County area can now receive a free book each month. Register your child for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library to take advantage of this opportunity by using the link provided in your building newsletter. Reminder to all young authors that your submissions are due to your teacher this Friday, February 6th. Congratulations to Ms. Jackson at Goshen for receiving an On Mission Award for January. She keeps students engaged in reading, writing, and math by adding music, movement, and technology in fun, kid-friendly ways. District 7 is lucky to have such a dedicated teacher like you. Congratulations to the Lincoln Middle School dance team on their second and third place achievements at the O'Fallon Regional Competition this past weekend. The team also received a qualifying score for both dances for the IDTA state competition in both pom and lyrical. Another congrats to Liberty Middle School dance team on their first place wins in both jazz and hip hop at the Mattoon Regional Dance Competition this past weekend. Way to go for both teams. Shout out to Lincoln's 7th grade boys basketball team for winning an IESA regional championship, and good luck in the sectional championship, and congrats on winning. Attention current 7th grade parents, the early registration discount for the 2027 DC trip has been extended. Register your student by February 28th to receive $100 off, and on top of that, another $125 off. Registration discount is valid until June 30th, and that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Josie Proctor will provide the senior student representative report.
Thank you. EHS recently celebrated 106 Illinois State Scholars, which celebrates students that perform in the top 10% of their high school class or score above the 95th percentile on the ACT or SAT. Congratulations to all these hardworking students. EHS has an exciting travel opportunity for high school students interested in traveling. In June of 2027, students will have the chance to travel to Italy and Greece. You can contact Ms. Keller for more information. Congratulations to all the students who performed at the ILMEA All-State. Thank you for working hard to represent EHS. Now I have a lot of sports congratulations. Congratulations to the varsity boys basketball team for placing 5th at the Dan Maurer Holiday Invitational. Congratulations to Bryson Nuttall and Roman Janik for obtaining their 100th career wins for boys wrestling. EHS boys swim and dive took home the title at the NCHS Iron Invite. Congrats to Derek Rule, Andre Myers, Jackson Sir on their event wins. Alan Chen was also named swimmer of the meet. The varsity boys bowling team qualified for the IHSA sectional tournament with their 4th place finish at the IHSA regional. Congratulations to the Edwardsville varsity cheerleaders and their win at the Southwestern Conference Championship. Congratulations to the EHS dance team and our unified dance team for their amazing effort and performance at the IHSA state tournament. Congratulations to the Edwardsville boys wrestling team for winning the IHSA regional championship. And then lastly, I have a little announcement. Student Council is hosting their annual Mr. EHS pageant on February 13th at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. Tickets are $5. Mr. EHS is a fun, high-energy competition where senior boys showcase style, talent, and personality while raising money for our Unified Special Olympics team. Next week, Student Council is hosting Beauty Week, which is a school-wide celebration that highlights everyone's unique beauty. This week will include giveaways and theme days. Monday is Beauty Bowl or jerseys. Tuesday is Beauty Sleep or pajamas. Wednesday is Beauty or Beast. Thursday, dress up as your celebrity crush. And Friday is class colors. That's all.
Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
Thank you. Are there any board members that have a report to share?
I'm not sure, excuse me, this is a report, but this is going to follow up with what Alan talked about on the unified dance team. They also participated in one of the basketball halftime shows, and they did a wonderful job, got the crowds really roaring, and it was very nice. It was the same night as they were honoring the Hall of Fame award night and the alumni night for the girls basketball players, and the unified, and I don't even know what the name of the group, but they played basketball. A lot of them were the same students at the halftime of the girls game. It was just a wonderful night at EHS. The band was hot and ready to go and everything. So, but the dance team just really was a highlight and got the crowd going. So it was fun to watch them.
Cool. Awesome. Anybody else? I have one thing, and this is more of just a thank you to everybody on the board. This is our January meeting, despite the fact that it's in February. So I appreciate everybody's flexibility since we were supposed to meet last week, and with the weather actually meeting this week, because I know your time is valuable, and we schedule these things long out, and you all have plans outside of this, and thank you for making this work. Sure. I do appreciate it. Okay. At this time, the board has set aside time for anyone wishing to address the board. I'd like to remind our public that this portion of the meeting, for a maximum of 60 minutes, time is reserved for comments from the public in accordance with Policy 2230, public participation at Board of Education meeting, and petition of the board is as follows. This will be the only opportunity to address the board during the regular meeting. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. A screen timer will be provided. Individuals may not defer their time to another speaker. If your comments are about matters involving students or district personnel, please refrain from disclosing names. Please understand that the board will not respond to questions made during public comments, but may direct the superintendent to address these questions in a district communication or a subsequent board meeting. Please remember that the board generally needs to gather additional information about any questions or concerns prior to responding or taking action. At the conclusion of the meeting, if you have additional questions for the board, please see the board secretary. Okay, and I have one sign up. Mary Gross. Yeah, just come right up to the chair.
Hi, Mary Gross, and I'm here today to commend and thank the Illinois School Board of Education and District 7's leadership for being proactive about taking immigration preparedness measures. About 3 months ago, I went to a presentation with a few friends put on by the St. Louis-based nonprofit Migrant and Immigrant Community Action Project. Gabby Eisner gave the presentation, which was excellent, very informative, and inspiring. She talked about the constitutional rights all residents in the United States have regardless of their immigration status, and the importance of having a plan in workplaces and institutions if federal immigration agents were to arrive on the premises. We felt motivated to contact local entities, including some of the local libraries, YMCAs, Anderson Hospital, SIU, and your board. We spoke at Edwardsville City Council meeting, at Glen Carbon and Madison County Board meetings to raise awareness. We are very heartened to hear that SIU already had a plan, that the Illinois School Board of Education had just sent out a new policy in November of 25, and that District 7 was developing an administrative procedure. We also did some research and were encouraged to learn that Illinois has a law called the Bivens Act that was signed into law this past December. It requires hospitals, public universities, and colleges and daycares to create plans for handling interactions with ICE agents. It restricts information sharing and bans civil arrests in or within 1,000 feet of a courthouse. We felt that this issue was so important that we asked Gabby Eisner to speak at the Edwardsville Public Library, which she did about 2 weeks ago. The talk was called Workplace and Community Preparedness Training and was sponsored by the Edwardsville Public Library and the Edwardsville League of Women Voters. There were 100 people there, standing room only. People were sitting on the floor. People had a lot of great questions. The concern was palpable. They wanted to learn how the community could be prepared, and they wanted to know how they could help if others needed it. I think people left more informed and with the tools they needed to do this. The Bivens Act doesn't apply to K through 12, but the Illinois School Board of Education had the foresight to ask K through 12 to create their own plans and procedures. I came here today to say that there are many people in the community who are concerned about what's happening in the country with regard to immigration, and to tell you that we are grateful to the Illinois Board of Education and to you for caring, and for making our students and staff feel safe, and for taking the necessary precautions to keep them safe regardless of their immigration status. I just wanted to thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to make a comment? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And moving on, would any board member like to remove any consent agenda items for separate action? Okay. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items as recommended this evening.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Carrie, please call the roll.
Bertles,
Yes.
Carver,
Yes.
Ahart,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Brahan,
Yes.
Patey.
Yes. Okay, that brings us up to 6.1, 5 Essential Surveys presentation. Dr. Lincoln.
So each year, the district does the Illinois 5 Essential Survey. 5 Essential Survey is a survey that was developed by the University of Chicago. This is an anonymous assessment that students 4 through 12 provide, and also parents and teachers. The basis of this survey is climate and culture in the buildings. So this is a really important survey. Our principals use it to guide their school improvement plans. And it provides the community feedback on what the experience of parents and the teachers and the students are in our buildings. It's also required by ISB to do this, and it goes into our Illinois school report card. What are the 5 essentials? So the 5 essentials are effective leaders, collaborative teachers, involved families, supportive environment, and ambitious instruction. As you see here, teacher responded means this is only the teachers respond. If it says student responded, it's a student response, and then ambitious instruction is both students and teachers. So when you look at effective leaders, what it says is school leaders set a clear vision, build trust, support teacher growth, and guide continuous improvement. So this category is directly related to how students and staff view their principals in their buildings. Collaborative teachers. Teachers work together, share responsibility for student learning, and participate in strong professional community focus on improving instruction. So these are teachers responding how they feel about the collaboration that is happening in their buildings. One thing that we tell all of our buildings, all of our teachers, we believe in collective collective efficacy. And what that means is it requires everybody's shared efforts to move the building to help kids learn at a high level. So this is an important category. Involve families. Families are engaged, well-informed, and viewed as partners in supporting student learning and school improvement. So this is our teachers' response to how they feel about the families in their buildings. Supportive environment. The school provides a safe, orderly, caring climate where students feel supported, respected, encouraged to meet high expectations. Again, this is the students' response about how they feel in the day-to-day experience in their building. And then the last one is ambitious instruction. Students experience rigorous, engaging, and well-structured instruction that pushes them to think deeply and apply their learning. And this is both the teacher response and the student response. And so why does it matter? The data shows strong schools in at least 3 of the 5 essentials are 10 times more likely to improve student learning outcomes. So the goal is to have all to be strong in all 5 categories. This survey also provides a lot of insight and gives us guidance for actionable steps to try to continue to improve. So that is very important. And it's also a transparency deal, because what it is, again, this is an anonymous survey that our teachers take, our parents take, our kids take, and it comes out to the community and everybody can see it. So it's a good report to show how people are truly feeling in our buildings. The Illinois 5 Essential Survey compares the school's performance to all other schools in Illinois. So that is important to understand. And so there's not a stagnant score. This score moves every year. It's based on how all the schools in Illinois perform. And that's what it means by being norm reference. To receive a report, schools must have at least 8 teachers rostered. And so that means you have to have at least 8 teachers that actually work in your building. And to then receive a report, 50% of eligible teachers and students must complete the survey. So students and teachers do not have to complete the survey. Measures are averaged and weighted to create a score for each of the 5 essentials. When I show you some of the district results, they're 0 through 100. It's based on strength rating, based on how the schools compare to others. And then the ultimate rating comes down to being organized for improvement, partially organized for improvement, or not yet organized for improvement. And the goal is to be organized for improvement. That's the ultimate goal. So our data this year, or for the last year, is really positive. I'm only going to give a quick overview of the district data. When this agenda is posted, the individual schools data and breakdown will be posted as well. So the first thing when you look at is the survey response rate. This is important just for the validity of the data that you're getting. When you see in 2021-22, our students were at 88.6, our teachers were at 64.1, and our parents are at 26.5. If you look at those trend lines in 22-23, we dropped a little bit in the students' response. We went up a little bit in our teacher response, and our parent response dropped. 23-24, we went up with our student response. Our teacher response went up a little bit more, and our parent response still not great. But when you look at last year, you can see all of our numbers went up. You look at the student response, 97.3. That is directly related to the efforts of the buildings. That is all about just our buildings being organized, being structured, and emphasizing the importance of our students taking the survey. The next one is the teacher survey, 89.3%. Again, that is on the teachers. We cannot make them take it, but what that tells us is that our teachers they feel that their opinions are heard and they're valued, so they're taking the time to take this survey. Like, this goes during their prep time or during different meeting times. So for our teachers' numbers to be good like this, it's a good sign of where we're at, where we're moving as a district. And the biggest jump when you look at it is that 48% of parents. And this is important data. I cannot emphasize how we've been able to take the data at each building level based on the parents' responses and to begin making school improvement plans, making quick adjustments. So we're very proud of all people in terms of the survey response rates. Now, when you look at this chart, I want you to start the 2021-22 school year. Remember, when you look at the colors, green is very good. There's another shade of green that is very strong. There's another shade that is strong. Then there's neutral, weak, very weak, no data, low response. So when you look at, ideally what we would want is all 5 of those squares to be green. Like that's the Super Bowl, that's the end game. 21-22, as you see, we have some weak, we have some neutral, we have one that is strong. When you go to 22-23, now you see there's a little, that strong is gone. But then there's, again, neutral and weak. When you look at 23-24, stagnant year. And then when you look last year, we improved pretty dramatically, and we were very close to hitting some greens. I will tell you, as the person working directly with the principals, we were all looking, just hoping for some of these greens, and we were so close. And we do fully expect this year to have some greens in some of these categories. But as you look at the data, you can see that we are trending up. All of our areas we're improving, and so this is good stuff for the district. When you look at the comparisons of effective, so this is the breakdown, a 4-year breakdown of each of the 5 essential categories. When you look at the effective leaders category, again, this is the category that directly talks about how students or how the teachers feel about the principal's ability to be effective leaders in doing their job. You see where we're at. We jumped up. We're in the 53%, which is a major jump from years past. So that's a big kudos to our principals that are running our buildings. When you look at the involved families, that also did a big jump. When you look at collaborative teachers, another significant jump. And this collaborative teachers jump is not just by happenstance. When you look at this data, the one thing that's changed in the structure of the districts that we've implemented PLC time. And PLC time is geared towards teacher collaboration. So that is not just last year everything was great in our buildings and our teachers started collaborating. It's because as a district and as a community we've invested in PLC time and given our teachers the time to work, to collaborate, to begin trying to, again, improving instruction. Ambitious instruction, it stayed a little flat, and then when you look at supportive environment, that was flat as well, but still pretty high in terms of an overall score. So when you look at the trend lines, again, last year was a really good year for us with 5 essential data, and I think it was a group effort between our principals, between our teachers, and our students. And so we're really looking forward to what this year's data will look like. And just as a couple highlights, this is the first time in the last 4 years that the district does not have a measure qualifies weak, which is very important. The highest participation rates for stakeholders in the last 4 years, and we increase in every 5 essential measure, with the 2 largest areas of improvement being effective leaders and collaborative teachers. Again, we can point directly to why the bump in collaborative teachers and our effective leaders. We have a very good group of principals in District 7, and so that's not a coincidence either. Now, here's the plug. 5 Essential Survey opens up tomorrow. It's open from February 3rd through March 10th. Parents understand our principals take this very serious, so they're going to be communicating with you frequently and often to complete your surveys. You're going to see signs outside of buildings with QR codes. So if you're that parent who gets in the parent pickup line an hour before school gets out, there's going to be a QR code. You can access it. You can take it in the parent pickup line. There will be links in the parent weekly newsletters that you can access as well. And there will be text reminders that are sent out to families from our buildings. Last year we had a couple principals get a little ambitious with the text reminder, so we're going to kind of tone it down just a bit, make it a little more streamlined. But either way, the importance of the parents giving us feedback is I can't put words to it, because this is our opportunity to hear from the community about what their experience is in our buildings, and our principals take that data and use it to begin to talk to their staff, to begin making plans, and so the parent piece is very important. So we hope that we do a good job again this year.
I got a comment.
Uh-oh.
The questions.
You want a question first?
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to make a comment on the 5 essentials, at least from my perspective. I feel it's probably one of the, probably next to school report card, probably the most important thing that we have to measure, like how the district's doing. I think a couple of years ago, we had schools where parent participation was low enough that it couldn't even be registered. And that's a big deal. And so I think just the fact that just the participation itself is up, regardless of what the comments are or anything, that gives us actionable information. And I think that's the important thing. And when I want to make sure that we as a board stress to the community just how important the parent participation of the 5 essentials is so important, because it really is, it takes all 3 of the people in that survey to make a successful school. You know, it takes the student, it takes the teacher, but it also takes the parent. And knowing how engaged our parents are help ease the pressure on that and let us know how much more we can put in from an energy perspective, because the parents are key. So that was the main comment I wanted to make. Go ahead.
So, is instructional time set aside for us to get our student numbers up, or do they allow that?
Student participation rates?
Yes.
So different buildings do it different ways. Like middle school, for example, they will say, okay, in social studies class, everybody takes it during this time, and then they will kind of assess who is absent and follow up. The level that struggles, not struggles, because they had really high percentage, is the high school, because there's just so many kids and they come in and out, but they have a nice structure in place. And I think last year was the first year of the structure they used, and so they're kind of tweaking it this year to be able to get more kids.
Gotcha. And then the percentages that you were talking about up there, is that like the percentage of the amount of people that took it, or the percentage of the amount of people who could have taken it? Does that make sense? So like if 2 people took it and they got 100%, but
This is the
100 people had
percent.
opportunity.
This is based on our enrollment numbers. So like the percentage of how many people could have taken it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you go back to the slide where the teacher, the colored, that one. No, the next one. No, keep going forward.
You're going
You're going the wrong way. There. So that one is the 50th percentile. So to me, that's just half. Or is that we're above 50% of the entire state, or is that within?
Sorry, I can't see up there. I'm looking on
Oh,
my,
God.
I'm getting
Go
old
ahead.
these days. So we're looking at collaborative teachers. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, well, any of them. I mean, if the percentage is on the left, right?
Yep.
And then the numbers, let's just say supportive environment. So let's just say that was 55%. So only 55% of the people in Edwardsville think we have a supportive environment? Or?
So that's out of a 100-point scale, right? So that's not a percentile per se. So
Okay.
that's a rating that we got out of the submission. So the highest you get was 100, and that's all based on the norm. So you're compared to the other schools. That determines your rating, but this is based on 100 being the overall total score that you can get.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Okay, yes. And then the results, like the tests are available now, right? To
So-
March. So when they get posted, are those for this last school year?
So yes, so this right here, the results that we have is from last school year.
Okay.
And then we get the results. 5 Essentials typically comes back, we'll get them preliminarily in the summer, but they're embargoed, we can't release it until school report card information comes out, then we can release it all together.
Is there any mid test that you can take to determine what direction that we're going? To make sure that, okay, well, we're starting to fall in this category here. Is there a midterm test?
You could, we do Panorama. Panorama judges school climate and kind of belonging, but it's not the same questions. I don't know that we would. I think if you expose them twice, it may compromise the fidelity of the survey, but we
Yeah.
could definitely use, I think we could use our Panorama scores because it hits a lot of these things as well.
Okay.
Which and just so you know, like our buildings, they look at the Panorama scores, they do data breakdowns on them, and then they make those adjustments that way. And those are given every fall, winter, spring.
Gotcha.
What are the threshold scores to qualify for the next level up? So
So-
to get a strong or a very strong?
That all depends on the year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a moving target, but it's all based on how the rest of the schools in the state perform.
Okay. So for this year, for instance, what would have been, if we were really hoping to get maybe a strong and effective leaders, were we off by 2 points or 6 points or?
I don't know the answer to that right now, but I will tell you our effective leader score was very close. Our collaborative teacher score was, and if you look at our individual, we do have some schools, like for example, Goshen is all green. Warden is, I want to say all green. So we have schools that are there.
Because this is district level.
Yes, this is district level. And then you also have to remember, there's not many districts out there that's 13 different schools, right? So we're a different beast in terms of our district score because we're pulling from 13 different buildings.
Will I identify the areas that you need improvement? I mean, break it down? I mean, the numbers and success is great. To be able to track it is great, but to me, you wait a whole year to realize that, oh man, we hit the benchmark on that one. We should have been doing this. And then you gotta wait a whole another year.
We show the teachers, we show principals in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, and it breaks it down individual questions. So there's like sub-questions that will tell you, like, for example, in terms of effective leaders, the question may say, the principal of the building can come in my classroom and know what I'm teaching. Or the principal in the building for supportive environment, the teacher, the principal, or teachers in my building care about me, or know my first name. Those kind of sub-questions. And then they will get this information before school starts, and we allow them time to kind of take that data, look at it. So at the start of the school year, they'll include this into their school improvement plans, and they don't necessarily present it all because, again, like I said, some of it's embargoed, but they do use it in the fall before the school year starts to kind of get the game plan for the year.
I say, you've given this presentation, or the board has seen this presentation with these numbers in the fall, correct?
So I sent it to you in the fall. It was supposed to happen earlier. Yes, you have seen this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We
this
just
is
not
just a
discussed it.
reminder,
Yeah.
and I'm great seeing it again, because reminders are always good. Are the questions the same from one year to the next?
Yes, those are, and if they change for everybody. So it's not a,
We don't create any of the questions, it's all state created.
It's put out by the University of Chicago.
University of Chicago.
And I think longer ago, we only had one way to test or to see progress from one year to the next. And like you said, with Panorama, with this, the school report card, different answers or different results come in at different times of the year, so we can kind of use those as the years go through, you go through the school year to see some progress or where you might need to have some extra support through the buildings with the students or whatever.
Yeah, multiple data points, and we have them at different increments throughout the year. So.
Cool. Any other questions? No. Okay. Moving on. 7.1. Link has been provided this evening. Excuse me. I can't read tonight. The link has been provided in this evening's agenda to locate the most recent building newsletters for each school. Encourage everybody to check them out. A lot of good information in there. What?
Oh, nothing. We're ready.
Okay.
We're about to tag team this.
Okay.
Hope you're ready.
Okay.
All right. 7.2.
7.2 steering.
We're both on it.
Okay.
So we get to provide an update on our list.
Okay. Cool. Go for it.
So that we met, I don't know the date, but it was probably about a month ago with the steering committee. It was the first time we met this school year. And so our objective from the district, the whole district leadership team, was to kind of just give the steering committee an update on what we've been doing over the last 5 to 6 months. So Dr. Smith, she didn't get to present, but she will present the next one. Mary Ann Mitchell, our PR communications, she presented. Tara Fox will be presenting on curriculum. Andrea Grodefant presented on student services, special ed. I presented as well. And basically what we did is we kind of just reestablished the norms and the expectations of the steering committee and letting people know their importance of giving us feedback. That is the point of the steering committee, for us to give ideas and kind of forecast what we were doing as a district, and to allow community members to ask us questions, to challenge us. I mean, in this meeting, there were several things that were challenged where we had to kind of explain the rationale and the thought process, so that then when we do move on certain items, we have the feedback from all stakeholders. We had a great turnout. The meeting actually was, it was supposed to end at 6:30, and we had 25 slides left, and board president here gave me a little head nod that I needed to cut it off, and we would just reconvene because people were going to leave and everybody's ready to go. So we have another meeting, an additional meeting to finish up our first meeting, and then we have the end of the year meeting. And the goal at the end of the year meeting is to then present all of our goals for the 26-27 school year to the steering committee, so they kind of know where we're going as a district.
Okay. I guess some clarity, though, for those that don't know, steering committee is a superintendent committee.
Yes.
It's not a board committee.
Yes.
So therefore, it's not governed by all the Open Meetings Act and all those things. So it's completely governed by you. And when I attend, I am just in attendance as somebody who's listening and enjoying listening to the feedback and getting to see the presentations that the district makes and hearing the comments. So I look forward to it as well. I thought it was a good discussion. And yeah, it was a lot to go through. So, yeah. Okay. Any other questions about that?
Had it been a while since you had held a steering committee meeting?
That was the first one
That
of these,
was the first one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So a lot to cover.
Yeah.
a lot to cover.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, ready to move on? Okay, moving to action considerations. Approval of action item 8.1, Dr. Duncan.
It is recommended that the Board of Eversole approve the disposal of verbatim recordings from the Board of Education's closed session meetings held May 28, 2024 through June 24, 2024.
Okay,
Move for approval.
Second.
any discussion? The only comment I would like to say is I think it's really redundant to say verbatim, but, you know, that's just me. No other discussion? Okay. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, approval action item 8.2, Dave Courtney.
It is recommended the Board of Education approve the district's 2024-2025 audit as performed by HonCamp PC.
Okay, may I have a motion?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Carrie, please call the roll.
Wait, just a quick comment that she
Yeah.
was at our last meeting and
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
a
yeah.
formal presentation.
Yeah, the formal presentation should be available if anybody wants to go back and see the recording. And okay, good point, thank you. Okay, Carrie, please call the roll.
Bryan,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Bertles,
Yes.
Ahart,
Yes.
Carver,
Yes.
Patey.
Yes. Okay, approval of action item 8.3, Dr. Duncan.
So I just want to revisit this one very quickly so that to highlight the important points of the school calendar. This is for next year's school calendar. The first day of student attendance will be August 17th. Teacher attendance will be August 17th. First day of student attendance will be August 19th. Holiday break will be December 21st through the 1st of January. Spring break will be March 24th through March 29th. This is the modified spring break. And then graduation will be June 6th. Now, we are still waiting to hear if election day will be an attendance day or not. These are the only dates that are still kind of in flux right now. So if election day, if it's not a student attendance day on November 3rd, all that's going to do is going to impact parent-teacher conferences. Parent-teacher conference will be October 30th and then November 2nd. The last day of school, May 26th. If election day is a student attendance day, then parent-teacher conferences will be October 29th and the 30th, and the last day of school will be May 25th. One thing that you will notice on the calendar that's posted is we had a recommendation from a stakeholder in the community that it would be nice to be able to add these draft summer school dates ahead as well, just in case they want to plan for summer school, they have that opportunity, and so that will be on there as well. So if you check out the calendar when it's posted, those dates will have now been added.
Thank you for that.
You were that person?
Huh? I bet, yeah. Somebody who likes cruises.
You're welcome.
When will we know if it's on the election day? Do we have any idea?
We're waiting on the governor.
It's,
so,
okay, that's,
yeah.
I wasn't sure whose court the ball was in, okay.
No questions? We're good? Okay. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the 26-27 school calendar as presented.
Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Do I have a second? Second. Okay, any discussion? Okay, those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay. Approval of action item 8.4, Dr. Duncan.
It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the purchase of French materials and supplies as recommended by the District 7 9 through 12 French Curriculum Committee in the amount of $49,360.81 for a 6-year license implementation set for the 2026-27 school year.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, Carrie, please call the roll.
Carver,
Yes.
Ahart,
Yes.
Bertles,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Peady.
Yes. Okay, approval of action item 8.5, Dr. Duncan.
It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the purchase of science physics materials and supplies as recommended by the District 7 9 through 12 Physics Curriculum Committee for $45,401.28 for a 6-year license with implementation set for 26-27 school year.
Okay, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Carrie, please call the roll.
Carver,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Bertles,
Yes.
Ahart,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Peady.
Yes. Okay, motion carries. Okay, approval of action item 8.6, Dave Courtney.
Thank you. Just recommend the Board of Education approve the Lincoln Middle School asbestos abatement bid package number 1, summer 2026 renovation to Midwest Service Group in the amount of $177,600.
Okay, may I have a motion?
So move.
Okay, may I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, so we've come across this subject matter multiple times. I'm looking in here and I see the bid proposal. We had talked earlier about it being a hard money bid, fixed bid. My concern is, since we've addressed this issue multiple times and then multiple times we've had discovery, has this been fully stepped out so that we don't run into another discovery issue? And then what is the track record of the company that's winning this bid?
So I will answer, it has been fully scoped out. We actually went back and there were several different alternatives that were discussed and presented. This scope was the one we landed on. This group and the group that we have for the other bid have done work with us before and are acceptable companies.
Okay.
They're good.
Okay.
We talked a lot about the asbestos abatement timelines and we modified a lot of them to assist with the budget scope of the Lincoln project itself. So these are the results of those conversations and changes to try and keep this budget scope within a reasonable cost. And both of these are they're probably over $100,000 under what we estimated for each one.
So has all the asbestos been identified? And this is like the done issue now? Okay.
At Lincoln,
Okay.
yeah. So this is the part related to obviously the renovation of the building that will be the final new part. And then the demo part is obviously the work that'll be done before the gym and the other side of the building are demoed.
Gotcha.
As a part of the last phase of the project.
Okay. So this is obviously the awarding of the bid, but we could come back in a couple of weeks and have further conversation about whether or not we use health, life, safety or
That's
pay
correct.
for it out of the bond.
Yes, this is just awarding the bid. We have a health, life, safety amendment prepared if we want to make that decision to charge it in the health, life, safety fund before the work starts. So,
Okay.
which obviously won't start till school's out in the end of May.
But we can talk about that in a work
Correct.
session.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions, discussion?
Can you remind us kind of why this wasn't discovered previously? Was this just a part of the building that wasn't opened up at all? And
No, this is part of the project that we would have done anyway, so this isn't
Okay.
like not discovered. We knew this was
Okay.
coming.
This-
It was just the
this was
phasing of, like, the first phase,
got it.
then this is the second phase related to renovation, and the third phase related to demo.
So this was a
It's
known
the process,
asbestos.
known that we were going to do it. The phasing of how it happened and when the bids were actually released. This was the phasing. Issue from before was an issue that was related to some work that was done last summer, there was something discovered in the midst of that where we had to do a emergency abatement during
that's already been
parent-teacher
done.
conferences and stuff like that last year.
Okay.
And that part's complete.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, Carrie, please call the roll.
Ahart,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Bertles,
Yes.
Bryan,
Yes.
Carver,
Yes.
Pate.
Yes. Okay. Approval of action item 8.7. Dave Courtney.
Thank you. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the Lincoln Middle School asbestos abatement bid package number 2, summer 2026 demolition to Great Western Abatement in the amount of $129,700.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
What is this dollar amount compared to what we were expecting?
It's about 100, it's more than 100,000 under. Both were about over 100,000, so combined it was a couple 100,000 under what we estimated.
But to recap, this is not discovery, this is something that was identified
Yes.
in the original
Correct.
proposals.
Correct, Scott. Yeah.
Okay.
These are things that we knew we had to do when we phased the project. So
It's just now we're at that point of the
This, the
construction
cycle of,
process.
the phasing is how the
Right.
building has been added and then repaired and renoed and demoed, yes.
Okay. Cool. Carrie, please call the roll.
Bryan,
Yes.
Ahart,
Yes.
Bertles,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Carver,
Yes.
Pate.
Yes. Okay, motion carries. Okay, approval of action item 8.8. Dr. Duncan.
It is recommended that the Board of Education approve personnel matters related to the resignation or retirement of employees as discussed earlier in executive session.
Okay. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Carrie, please call the roll.
Ahart,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Bertles,
Yes.
Bryan,
Yes.
Carver,
Yes.
Pate.
Yes. Okay. Approval of action item 8.9. Dr. Duncan.
It is recommended that the Board of Education approve personal matters related to the appointment, employment, compensation, or transfer of employees pending required certifications and professional educator license, completion of paperwork, and all background fingerprint checks completed and cleared as discussed earlier in executive session.
Okay. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Carrie, please call the roll.
Carver,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Bertles,
Yes.
Ahart,
Yes.
Bryan,
Yes.
Pate.
Yes. Okay. That's it for the action items. 9.1, are there any board members that wish to share a brief announcement?
I'd like to thank the staff and for all the hard work cleaning off the snow, cleaning the
Yes.
snow off of all the property around the district. So great job.
Yes.
I agree.
Ditto. Yes, thank you, Josh
I agree.
Ferry and his team.
I agree. And also, when I was mentioning earlier about the change in our date, there were a lot of people that were going to be recognized at that meeting that aren't being recognized now and got rescheduled to later. I do appreciate their flexibility as well, so.
I'd like to say thank you to the thoughtfulness of put that on my desk here.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Nice, absolutely, very thoughtful.
Also, I think since we haven't met since this occurred, I think worth acknowledging the Edwardsville Athletics Hall of Fame was, I think, a really lovely event that I was able to attend in January. So really nice to see so many people honored for their contributions in the community.
Yep, I agree. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Some really talented athletes that we got to hear about.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. Anybody else? Okay. 10.1, you can see some of our agenda topics we're currently planning for the next meeting. Obviously, subject to change, but at least that's a broad stroke of what we currently have planned. Okay. With no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.